The phrase "small starts are seeds, not limits" holds a truth that has the power to transform how we approach life, business, relationships, and personal growth. It's a mindset shift, a lens through which we see our humble beginnings not as restrictions, but as the rich, fertile ground where greatness is born, because what seems small today may be the very foundation for something that changes the world tomorrow. We live in a culture that glorifies the big, the bold, and the flashy. We measure impact by the numbers: views, followers, dollars, square footage. We celebrate the results but rarely stop to ask, where did it start? And because of that, so many people disqualify themselves before they even begin. They look at their limited resources, their current status, their starting point, and say, what difference can this make? But the truth is, everything great starts small. Every massive tree you see started as a tiny seed, every building began as a blueprint, every legend began as a learner. What makes the seed valuable is not what it looks like, it's what it has the potential to become. You see, a seed carries hidden power . You can't see what it will grow into just by looking at it. It doesn't scream potential. In fact, it often looks unimpressive, insignificant, even forgettable. But hidden within that seed is a tree, a forest, a legacy. The magic isn't in the appearance of the start. The magic is in the process. It's willing to go through. And that process always begins underground, where no one can see the growth but the one who planted it. That's where faith is tested. That's where patience is built. And that's where the future is formed. When we look at small starts and assume they are limits, we are placing ceilings where there should be sky. We're putting chains on something designed to run free. We're writing the final chapter before the first one is even finished. But when we recognize a small start as a seed, we begin to respect it, nourish it, and protect it, not because of what it is now, but because of what it can be. And this mindset applies across every part of life. You might be starting a business with only a few $100s. That's a seed. You might have only 5 people reading your blog, listening to your podcast, or showing up to your class. That's a seed. You might be waking up at 5 a.m. to work on your dream before your day job starts. That's a seed. The question is not how big the seed is. The question is, are you willing to plant it, protect it, and patiently grow it? Consider this. You don't plant a seed and walk away demanding fruit in 24 hours. No farmer digs up the ground the next day saying, "Why isn't there a tree yet?" That would be foolish. Growth takes time. And more importantly, it takes process. That process includes things that don't feel glamorous. The seed has to be buried, completely covered, hidden from the world. It has to endure darkness. It has to break open. That breaking is necessary before the sprouting. There is death before life, pressure before progress, and sacrifice before harvest. This is why discipline matters so much in the early stages. The temptation to quit when you see no results is always lurking around the corner. When what you're doing feels invisible, unimportant, and ignored, you have to remind yourself, I'm not doing this for today's applause. I'm doing this for tomorrow's impact. You must be willing to stay consistent when the world isn't watching, because you are watching. And one day, the world will see what you've been building in private. Think of the story of a young man named Elijah. Elijah didn't come from wealth. He didn't have a network of investors or a long resume. What he did have was a vision to serve others and a passion to teach. He started a tutoring program from his garage with a whiteboard, a folding chair, and 1 student. That was it. His entire empire in a dusty room, no AC, no money, just purpose. People laughed. "You really think this will go anywhere?" they said. but he kept showing up, one student at a time, treating that garage like a world-class academy. He learned, he adapted, he improved. That one student became 3, 3 became 10, 10 became 100. Today, that garage program is now a full-scale educational center helping thousands of underprivileged students every year. His story is not about the garage. It's about the vision behind it. The garage was just the seed, but the fruit was already inside him. He just had to stay faithful long enough for the harvest to come. That's the power of honoring the seed. Most people won't. Most people want the final stage without going through the first one. They want the fruit without the roots. But without the small start, you don't get the strength. Without the discipline to build in the beginning, you won't have the foundation to support the success. Another reason people ignore small starts is because they're addicted to validation. They want someone to tell them it's worth it. They want 1,000 likes, 10,000 followers, 5-star reviews right out the gate. But validation doesn't come before value is created. You create the value first, and the world catches up later. The seed has to believe in itself before anyone else does. Even more, when you start small, you are forced to learn the game, not just win it. You learn how to be resourceful, how to lead with integrity, how to manage your time, your money, and your mind. You develop character in the small that will protect you in the big. There are countless examples of people who grew too fast without the roots to support the success, and they crumbled under the weight of it. That's why your small start is not a punishment. It's a preparation. It's developing the muscle you'll need later. And let's not forget, small starts have focus . When you're small, you're nimble. You're free to experiment, to pivot, to find your voice. There's room for mistakes that don't destroy everything. It's like learning to drive in an empty parking lot. No traffic, no pressure, just you and the wheel. That's a blessing. That's where you gain confidence. Sometimes the greatest advantage you have is that nobody knows your name yet. That anonymity, it's your training ground. It's your laboratory. It's where you build without scrutiny. One day when the world does see your fruit, they'll call you lucky. But you'll know it wasn't luck. It was the grind in the dark . The faith in the seed when no one else saw the tree. But make no mistake, just because the start is small doesn't mean the dream is small. You can have a global vision and a local beginning. You can be thinking nations while working a neighborhood. It's not about shrinking your dream. It's about expanding your capacity . Big dreams grow best in small soil. Why? Because it forces you to become someone capable of carrying that dream to full term. So the question becomes, what seed are you sitting on? What idea, habit, action, or commitment have you delayed because it didn't seem big enough to matter? What potential breakthrough are you ignoring because it doesn't look impressive yet? What forest are you refusing to plant because all you see is a single seed? You don't have to leap tall buildings. You just have to take the first step. You don't need to see the entire plan. You just need to move in the direction of your purpose. Your seed matters, your effort matters, and your future depends on what you do with your now. It's not about waiting for the right moment. It's about becoming the right person, the person who shows up. The person who sows in silence, the person who grows with patience, the person who refuses to quit just because the process takes time, because remember this, a small start, planted with big faith, grows into a powerful finish. Seeds don't stay seeds. They become shelter, fruit, shade, and legacy. So start small, but think big, act with boldness, and never let the size of your beginning define the scale of your destiny. because your seed, it's not your limit. It's your launch. Master the micro to multiply the macro is more than just a clever phrase. It's a foundational principle that separates those who achieve lasting success from those who burn out chasing the big picture without honoring the process. It's easy to get lost dreaming about the big stages, the big paychecks, the big platforms, and the big results. Everyone wants to live in the highlight reel, but few are willing to show up for the small, seemingly insignificant details that actually create that reel in the first place. Here's the truth, the macro. Your grand vision, your goals, your breakthrough is always made up of micro pieces, small habits, daily choices, repeated actions. It's never the one big thing that builds greatness. It's doing the right small things long enough that they finally stack up and explode into visible results. If you ignore the micro, you sabotage the macro. But if you master the macro comes looking for you. Think about a house. Nobody praises the nails, the screws, or the foundation once it's built. They admire the final result, the design, the decor, the curb appeal. But let me tell you something. If those tiny components aren't placed with precision, the whole structure becomes fragile. In the same way, your dream life, your ideal business, your personal transformation. It's not built in a day with one bold move. It's constructed daily by the way you manage your time, your energy, your attitude, your effort, and your decisions. People often say, if I had more time, I'd build my dream. But the truth is, how you manage the little time you have says everything about how you'll manage more. If you can't control 30 minutes, you won't handle 3 hours. If you can't be disciplined with $100, you'll waste $10, 0. Mastering the micro teaches you stewardship. It teaches you integrity. It teaches you how to take what's in your hand and multiply it until what's in your hand expands. One of the greatest myths that destroys progress is the belief that small things don't matter. People skip workouts because it's just one day. They ignore a $5 purchase because it's no big deal. They delay 5 minutes of reading because it won't make a difference. But here's the truth. Every small thing compounds over time. What seems invisible today becomes undeniable tomorrow. A 1% improvement every day compounds to nearly 38 times better in a year. That's not hype. That's math. Excellence is found in the micro. Character is forged in the micro. Influence is built in the micro. If you can't show up on time when nobody's watching, don't expect to be handed a stage. If you can't follow through on a promise you made to yourself, don't expect others to trust your leadership. The macro, success, influence, visibility, is always built on the back of how seriously you take the micro. Let me give you a short but powerful example. There was a young woman named Sarah who wanted to be a professional speaker. She dreamed of standing in front of thousands, changing lives with her message. But every time she thought about her goal, she felt overwhelmed. She didn't have a platform, didn't have a large following, and had no idea how to land big speaking gigs. She almost gave up, until someone challenged her to stop obsessing over the stage and instead start mastering the small stuff. So Sarah got to work, not on the crowd, but on her craft. She spoke in front of mirrors, recorded herself daily, watched her own videos to critique her tone, her pacing, her posture. She joined small community groups and asked to speak for free. She studied storytelling for 15 minutes a day. She turned her spare room into a mini stage and practiced like it was Carnegie Hall. She wasn't chasing applause, she was chasing alignment. Every single day, she focused on mastering her micro. Fast forward 18 months, she got invited to do a 5-minute segment at a regional women's conference. It wasn't a big deal on the surface, but she treated it like the Super Bowl. She delivered those 5 minutes with fire, clarity, and conviction. Someone in that room was a talent coordinator for a national leadership summit. 3 months later, Sarah's face was on the event poster, headlining with speakers she once idolized. But here's the kicker. She didn't rise because of that one moment. She rose because of everything she did when no one was watching. The macro, the platform, the impact, the recognition, was just the reward. The real work was done in the unseen, in the daily, in the details. Sarah mastered the micro, and as a result, the macro multiplied. That's how it works for all of us. If you want more influence, start by showing up fully for the two people listening to you right now. If you want financial freedom, start by tracking where your dollars go today. If you want to be fit and strong, stop looking for the perfect program and start mastering your meals, your water intake, and your sleep. The macro is not a miracle. It's the result of microscopic mastery over time. So the question you need to ask isn't, how do I go big? It's what small thing can I master today? Because if you win the day, you win the week. If you win the week, you win the month. And if you stack enough of those wins, the macro takes care of itself. Never underestimate the power of doing the small things with excellence. Never think consistency is boring. It's the engine of achievement. And never forget, when you master the micro, you position yourself for a harvest that is bigger than anything you can imagine. Master the micro, not because people are watching, but because your future is. And it's waiting on you to get serious about the details that matter. One of the greatest barriers to success is not lack of talent, lack of resources, or lack of opportunity. It's the lie of perfection. This belief that we have to get everything right the first time, that our plans have to be flawless before we act, that our work has to be polished before it's worthy, that lie has paralyzed more potential than failure ever has. People sit on dreams, delay decisions, and avoid action, not because they're lazy, but because they're waiting for the moment when everything feels certain, clear, and perfect. But here's the truth. Perfection is a myth. It's an illusion that keeps people frozen at the starting line while the world passes them by. Progress, on the other hand, is real, it's measurable, it's momentum, and it's the only path that leads to mastery, growth, and long-term success. You don't need to be perfect to make an impact. You need to be willing willing to try, to fail, to adjust, and to keep moving. Every great leader, creator, entrepreneur, and athlete didn't get where they are because they were flawless. They got there because they were relentless. They kept showing up. They kept learning. They kept getting better. That's progress. Think of a sculptor staring at a block of marble. The final masterpiece doesn't appear in a single, perfect strike of the chisel. It's shaped over time, hit by hit, cut by cut, sometimes smooth, sometimes rough. It's progress, not perfection, that reveals the beauty within. The same goes for your goals, your craft, your health, your finances, your relationships. Stop waiting for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, or the perfect version of you to show up. It doesn't exist. Start where you are, with what you have, and trust that movement beats meditation every single time. Perfectionism is fear in disguise. It wears a mask of excellence, but it's rooted in insecurity. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? What will people say? So you plan more, you edit more, you think more, but you don't act. Meanwhile, progress says, I may not have it all figured out, but I'll take the step anyway. Progress embraces the process. It understands that failure is not the enemy inaction is, because every failure teaches you something. Every mistake refines you. Every attempt builds confidence. Let me tell you about James. James was an aspiring author who wanted to write a novel. He had the idea in his head for years, but he never started. Why? Because he didn't think it was ready. He wanted the perfect plot, the perfect character arc, the perfect writing schedule. He spent 2 years outlining chapters, researching writing methods, and tinkering with drafts. But not one word of his actual story made it to the page. One day, a mentor challenged him, instead of trying to write the perfect book, just write a bad first chapter. That's your only job this week. That shift in mindset changed everything. James sat down, gave himself permission to write poorly, and the words started flowing. That bad first chapter led to a rough second, then a decent third. Before he knew it, he had a finished first draft. It wasn't perfect, but it was real, and that gave him something to improve, something to edit, something to build on. A year later, that book was published and became a quiet success, not because it was flawless, but because it was finished. You can't improve what you haven't started, and you can't finish what you're too afraid to begin. That's why progress matters, because progress is proof that you're in motion, and motion always leads to clarity. So many people are stuck in analysis paralysis, trying to make the right move, but the right move is often just any move forward. You can correct your direction once you're in motion, but you can't steer a parked car. This doesn't mean you shouldn't strive for excellence. Excellence is honorable, but excellence is born from iteration, from repetition, from trial and error. Perfectionism skips the process and wants the end result without the journey. That's not realistic, and it's not how greatness is built. The road to mastery is paved with rough drafts, awkward starts, missed shots, and uncomfortable growth. And the truth is, people don't connect with perfection, they connect with progress. They connect with your story, your resilience, your ability to get back up. Nobody is inspired by a flawless image. But they're deeply moved by someone who keeps showing up, keeps improving, keeps pushing past fear. Progress also builds trust in yourself. Every time you act, even imperfectly, you're reinforcing the belief that you are capable, that you are growing, that you are on your way, and that belief becomes a fire inside of you that no failure can extinguish. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a vote for the person you're becoming. So if you're waiting for the right moment, stop. The right moment is the moment you decide to move. If you're stuck trying to make it perfect, let it be messy, let it be rough, let it be real, because messy action beats perfect intentions every single day. Progress over perfection isn't just a strategy, it's a lifestyle. It's how businesses are built, how books are written, how bodies are transformed, how relationships are healed, and how leaders are made. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to become great. So make the call, send the email, launch the product, record the podcast, hit the gym, apologize, try again, whatever it is, don't wait for it to be perfect. Just make progress, one step, one action, one day at a time, because the goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be better than you were yesterday, and if you keep doing that, you'll look up one day and realize you've become everything you once dreamed of, not because you never stumbled, but because you never stopped. We live in a world that worships speed, fast wins, instant likes, overnight success. Everybody wants the spotlight, the breakthrough, the moment of fame, but nobody talks about the waiting, the working, and the building that happens when the cameras are off. That's where bold patience comes in. Because building something truly great takes time. It demands a deep, unshakable confidence in the vision and an unwavering commitment to the process. You have to be bold enough to believe in what you're creating and patient enough to stick with it long after the excitement fades. Bold patience isn't passive. It doesn't sit back and hope for the best. It shows up day after day with fire in the heart and discipline in the hands. It moves with purpose, but it doesn't rush. It understands that growth isn't always visible, but it's always happening if the roots are being watered. And you don't water roots with noise. You water them with consistency, strategy, and trust. The world will try to convince you that if it hasn't happened fast, it's not meant to be. But speed isn't the proof of value, endurance is, because anything you build fast can fall apart faster. But what you build patiently, brick by brick, trial by trial, lesson by lesson, has a foundation that can't be shaken. It's not fragile, it's fortified. The problem is, most people don't give it enough time. They quit on their vision because they confuse delay with denial. But a delay doesn't mean it won't happen. It just means it's being developed. You're being developed, your character, your capacity, your wisdom. It's one thing to reach the dream. It's another thing to be ready for it when you get there. That's what the waiting is for. Bold patience is a mindset that says, I'm not backing down, I'm not giving up. I may not see it today, but I'm building it anyway. And it's not just for businesses or goals. It applies to every area of life. Your health, your healing, your relationships, your growth. If it's worth having, it's worth enduring for. Think of a bamboo tree.